If you are trying to play Counter-Strike 2 but the game keeps crashing, then keep watching, as in this video I'm going to show you some quick and easy ways you can fix this issue. Let's jump straight into it, and the first thing we're going to do is head over to our Steam application, come inside of the Library tab, and right click on Counter-Strike 2, inside of Manage, and select Browse Local Files. Come inside of the Game folder, inside of Bin, Win64, and then you should see an application called CS2. We need to right click on this and come into Properties, and inside of the Compatibility tab, you need to ensure that Disable Full Screen Optimizations is checked, and also run this program as administrator, and we can press Apply and OK to save those changes. You can then try launching the application from here to see if that's fixed the issue. Otherwise, what we're going to do is we're going to minimize this folder as we're going to need it shortly. And now we're going to check our firewall settings by coming into Start, search for Windows Defender, and then select Windows Defender Firewall. Come over to Allow an Apple feature through Windows Defender Firewall, hit this Change Settings button to allow us to make changes to this list. And we want to scroll down here, and what we're looking for is Counter-Strike 2. As you can see, I already have it added to my firewall list of exceptions, and you need to make sure both private and public are checked. If you don't see Counter-Strike 2 inside of here, for example, if I just remove this for a second, then what you need to do is select Allow Another App, come over to Browse, and we need to locate the CS2 application. We can do this by coming back to the folder we just minimized, copying this address bar at the top here, re-minimizing the window, and we can paste it in at the top of this folder and hit Enter. Then just find the CS2 application and double click it. Click on Add, and as you can see, we now have CS2 added to the list. Once again, make sure private and public are checked, and then hit OK. We can then close out of this window, and next thing we're going to do is come to the Start menu and search for Settings. Click on the Settings icon, then come over to the System tab inside of Display, and then scroll all the way down to Graphics. Click on Change Default Graphics Settings, and we need to ensure that Hardware Accelerated GPU Scheduling is enabled. Then click Back, and then we're going to add Counter-Strike to this list of applications here by selecting Browse, and once again we need to find the Counter-Strike application, which we can do by coming back over to our folder and copying this again up here. Coming back into here, and you just need to paste the URL here and hit Enter, and then select CS2. And as you can see, now we have Counter-Strike in our list. Click on Options and ensure High Performance is selected. Then we can press Save. And then the next thing we're going to do is ensure that our graphic drivers are fully up to date, as outdated drivers can also cause crashing issues. To do this, head over to your Start menu and search for Device Manager. Click on the Device Manager icon, then you need to come down to Display Adapters and expand this box. Now I have two graphic drivers installed onto my computer, so I'll need to do this for both. But locate your graphic card driver, and then right click and select Update Driver, and we can search automatically for drivers. As you can see, I'm already running the latest driver on my system. We can actually take this one step further and head over to our official graphic driver website, just to fully ensure that we are running the latest driver. You can then close out of these windows, and then we can try launching Counter-Strike 2 to see if that's fixed the issue. Now, if that's still not working, then you can move on to the next step. And next thing we're going to do is verify our game files by coming over to the Steam application, inside of the Library tab, then right-click on Counter-Strike 2 and come into Properties, inside of the Installed Files tab. Then just hit this button here, Verify Integrity of Game Files. This may take a few minutes to complete. It's just basically going to check that no files are missing or damaged. And once this gets to 100%, if the integrity of your game files are fine, we can minimize this window. And we're going to head over to the Start menu and search for Settings. Click on the Settings icon, then scroll all the way down to Windows Update, and hit this Check for Updates button here. Just ensure you're running the latest version of Windows, as outdated software can also cause problems with crashing. Then the next thing you need to do is come back to the Start menu and search for Run. Click on the Run icon, and inside of this search box you need to type in msconfig, then hit Enter. Come over to the Services tab, and we need to check this box down here where it says Hide All Microsoft Services. Then click on Disable All, and then we can press Apply to save those changes, and then come inside of the Startup tab, hit Open Task Manager, then come over to the Startup Apps tab on the left here, and these are all the applications that start when we first launch our computer. You're going to go through this list and disable any applications that you don't need starting, as sometimes these can conflict with our game and cause compatibility issues, causing the game to crash. As you can see, I already have most of my applications disabled, but to disable an application, simply right click on it and then select Disable. Then once we finish inside of here, the last thing we're going to do is launch up Counter-Strike. Now once you're inside of Counter-Strike, you need to come over to the Settings menu in the top left here, and we're going to come over to the Video tab. Now if you're still experiencing crashing issues after trying all of these steps, I'd recommend to lower some of your graphics quality in-game, as it could just be a case of your computer not being able to handle the intensity of the game. So inside of here, just make sure display mode is set to full screen. Make sure your refresh rate matches the refresh rate of your monitor. Come over to advanced video, and inside of here we're going to change global shadow quality from high to medium. Model texture detail we can set to medium. Texture filtering mode, I'm going to set this to bilinear. Shader detail I'm going to set to low. Particle detail I'm going to set to low. Ambient occlusion I'm going to disable this. And then we can save our changes. And I'd recommend restarting your computer to see if the crashing issue has now been solved. If you still are experiencing problems, then please drop a comment below. If this video did help you, then please drop a like and subscribe. Until next time.